On this week's Most Craved.
We're in the studio with Joe Dante and Anton Yelchin, and we're going to talk about the blend of horror and comedy.
And Anton is going to tell us the entire plot of Star Trek Beyond.
Woo!
Is that what it's called?
Hey guys, welcome to Most Craved. I'm Jenna Busch with Legion of Leia.
I'm Silas Lesnick with ComingSoon.net.
I'm William Bibbiani with CraveOnline. Hey, hey. And Joe Dante and Anton Yelchin are here. Guys,
Hey, hey.
Hi.
thank you.
Hey, hey.
Hey,
Hey.
hey,
Hey.
hey. You got a movie.
So they tell me. Yes, we do have a movie.
Tell us about Burying the X.
We have a movie called Burying the X that's coming out on theaters and VOD on June 19th, and it stars Anton Yelchin, Ashley Greene, and Alexandra Daddario. And it's a horror comedy, but we call it maybe more of a zomedy.
Zombie.
It's a zomedy, or it's a rom-zom-com, because it's a romantic zombie comedy. And it's about a luckless fellow, played by Anton, who has a very annoying and controlling girlfriend, although she's gorgeous and great in bed, but she's driving him nuts. And he really would like to break up with her, but he just can't do it. He doesn't want to hurt her, so he stays in the relationship when he shouldn't. Finally, he gets the gumption to say, okay, I'm going to break up with her. He makes a date for her to come and visit him at the dog park, and he's going to break up with her there. But before she gets across the street, a bus hits her. The end for Ashley. Very sad for Anton. Feels bad, goes to the movies, meets another girl, played by Alexandra, who is his perfect match. She's a big horror movie fan. She is gorgeous, and they get along great, and it's looking like he's going to come out of his doldrums until there's a knock on the door. And he opens the door, and who could it be but Ashley, his ex-girlfriend, who's dead and very horny.
Oh!
And
We're
rapidly
working through
decomposing.
something.
And of course, he has to try to keep her existence secret from his other girlfriend while figuring out a way to get her out of his bedroom.
Now, watching this, I can see why it was something that you were interested in, just because it's filled with horror trivia and old horror movies. What brought the two of you together?
That's a good question.
Yeah. Yeah, I still don't know. I still have no idea.
I don't know. I liked his stuff, and I wanted to work with him, and I guess he had seen my stuff, and he wanted to work with me, and it happened to work out because he works a lot. I mean, every time you turn around, there's oh, he's in that too? I mean, he's really in a lot of pictures. So he managed to find a little 20-day period where he wasn't working, and we shoehorned him in there, and we got him out and made the movie.
Well, this has got a really cool balance of comedy and horror, and you've been doing this a long time. Has that shifted the balance that you can do? Like, is it? Because it seems like when we were younger, people would say, "Oh, this thing is so horrible. Oh, it's so dark and so scary." And you watch them now, and you're like, "No, it really wasn't compared to now."
Well, you know, the envelope has been widened. You know, you can do things now that you couldn't do before. Things that used to be considered the epitome of bad taste are now pretty much okay. You know, and show me something else. I mean, we're living in the era of the human centipede. So
Do we have to call it that?
well, it is. You better face it one way or the other. This is where we're living. And it's not as easy to scare people as it used to be, and it's not even as easy to gross them out because they've seen it all. So I think the only way that you can approach it, the only way I approach it, is through the characters. To me, it's a character piece. I saw it much more as a comedy than a horror picture. And the characters are the movie. I mean, they're the ones you care about. They're the ones who are up on the screen. And we lucked out. I mean, we got a terrific cast, and they're really fun to watch.
To some level, does it feel like there's a sort of pop culture consciousness catching up with sort of what has always been your style, but nowadays...
I think it's caught up and moved on. I think it's caught up and it's way past me.
I don't know about I just saw Jurassic World. I know Jenna just saw Jurassic World. Have either of you guys seen Jurassic World yet? I was watching Jurassic World, and it plays so much like Gremlins 2, the new batch, in a lot of ways.
Where's my check?
Right? What the hell? It's got the genetic manipulation and the corporate satire and the very sort of broad character archetypes and awesome action sequences. And I'm just wondering, you know, I feel like your films were so ahead of their time for so long. And do you look at these films and just go, bastards. Like, I did that. You owe me so much. You said, where's my check? But seriously, where's your credit?
No, if I was worried about stuff like that, I would have been tearing my hair out around the time of Howling 5. I mean, I don't think you really...
Which one was Howling 5?
It's the one after the one with the kangaroos.
Oh, yes. Okay, good.
That
But
was actually the subtitle.
no, I mean, look, my first picture, one of my first pictures was Piranha, which was a Jaws ripoff. So I certainly can't get on my high horse about people taking stuff from movies of mine that they've seen, because I've been looting the corpses of old movies for years.
Does that come into play as an actor? Do you look at a role and is it sometimes hard to distance it from other performances you've seen?
No, I like using other people's performances. I think that's fun, you know? I think that's, we're part of history, you know, and we should embrace that, and we should embrace the rich history of films. And I know when we started this, because I didn't know that much about horror, and so when we started this, because Max is a horror fanatic, I just started watching all these horror pictures and Universal horror pictures, and then I sort of transitioned into just watching Bela Lugosi movies, because I just think he's amazing and poignant and just incredible. And so I looted Bela Lugosi. I love looting things. I think it's fun to do that. I think it's important to do that. I think your performances can only get more interesting, because I think it's something weird about walking around and saying, I'm so original. You know, no one's ever done this, because they have, you know. They have. Someone out there has done the same thing and thought of the same thing and probably done it better than you have, you know.
I want to see you play a young Bela Lugosi. Now, can you do the hand thing?
Yeah, I think he does this amazing thing in I think it's in Murders of Rue Morgue. Like, he has a lot of sort of unnecessary but totally necessary, because it's him, gestures at particular moments. Like, I think he's standing outside her door or something, and he goes like that or something. But it's not really necessitated by anything other than the fact that he's just awesome. It's like necessitated by pure Bela Lugosi awesomeness.
Anton is also into silent movies.
Yeah.
And silent movie performances.
Yeah, a lot.
You know, which are very broad and have gesticulation in them. So.
Metropolis.
Yeah.
A lot of.
Yeah, I just watched, I don't know how to say it, the Nibelungen.
The Nibelungen.
The Nibelungen films,
Saga.
the 2 Lang films, and they're amazing. They're demented. They're so ideologically bizarre and dangerous, but they're incredible. I mean, that stuff is incredible to me. Sometimes I think I don't know why we need sound, really. But maybe we do.
Because there's an entire like sound guy union that's needed.
Yeah, they're like, all the sound guys, all the mixers are like, oh, that guy's going to sound like shit in all his films.
They're emailing you
What
right
is
now.
he saying? Like,
The whole industry here.
Anton Yelchin is anti-sound.
They're gonna turn down your mic.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm going to have to loop everything. Oh, you don't like sound, huh? Like, what? I have to ADR the whole film? Yeah, there's a problem with your mic the whole time.
Are you able to take things from performances in silent films?
Yeah, I mean, there's things that I always sort of I make notes on films I watch, and I'll make a note of a certain move that I like or certain things that I like, and I sort of have them, and then if I want to use them later, I'll bring them up, or things that I find inspiring, you know, things that I just like having them, you know, and keeping them for maybe not this movie or the next one, but maybe somewhere down the line, you know.
So what you're saying is we're going to see a lot of this in the next
Yeah,
Star
that's
Trek
what
movie?
I'm doing. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I've already talked to them about that. Just really exaggerated body language.
I was about to say, like when you're playing a character who has so specifically been done before.
Yeah.
Like in Star Trek, does that impetus change at all? Like you need to make it more your own, so it doesn't seem like you're copying what's done before, or are you just embracing it?
Yeah, it's embracing it. I love to try my best to copy Walter Koenig, because I think his performance is wonderful and very rich and exciting and joyous. And I think for me to copy that joy is a challenge, you know, because it's such a joyous character that he created that I love watching the shows and seeing what I can rip off, you know. And, I like embracing it. It's there. It's wonderful. You know, why go against it?
Do you ever meet anybody who doesn't know you're not Russian?
I am Russian.
Oh, like Russian, like.
I was born there. I was born in St. Petersburg.
Let me
moved
rephrase.
when I was 6
That's
months
your
old.
accent.
Oh yeah, I've met people. Yeah, I remember I had
Sorry.
like an ex-girlfriend's friends or something that were like, "Wow, I can't believe he doesn't speak with an accent." I remember being really pissed about that. Like, they're probably just trying to sleep with you. Who says that? You know?
You guys are neat.
What is next for you? Like, what is your attitude towards Hollywood these days? Is it
Well,
just sort of?
those are two different questions, aren't they? What's next for me? I have a lot of irons in the fire, things I'm juggling, things I want to get made, and things I may not. I've got movies that I've been working on for 10 years, and I still haven't gotten made, but I haven't given up. The whole business has changed so much since I first got into it that it's fairly perplexing. I mean, everybody spends all their time trying to raise financing for projects, and it's never from any one place. It's always financing from several places, and any one piece of it drops out, then you have to start at the beginning again. And Burying the X was written 8 years ago, and many times we tried to get it together, and one piece would fall out, and the whole thing would fall apart. And you'd think you'd be planning your life, because you do plan your life. When, you say, "Oh, I'm going to be working on this movie and for these months, and that's what I'm going to be doing." And oh, no movie. Now what? I better do something else because I got to feed the cat. So, but if you persevere, you can get your movie made. I mean, Oliver Stone, Platoon was like a 10-year project.
There's something great in Burying the X that is just also sort of a love letter to Hollywood, sort of cinephile locations.
Well, it is. It's an aspect of Hollywood that doesn't get put on film very often, and there is a whole substrata of people who go to places like the New Beverly and the Hollywood Forever Cemetery and live a certain kind of life that isn't really documented very much on film. Partly because nobody makes movies in LA anymore. I mean, any time you want to make a picture, it's like, where's the cheapest place we can make it? And it's very often it's not LA. And this was a particularly LA-centric script, so it seemed important to me to make it in LA. And it was great. You make a movie and you go home and sleep in your own bed. It's a novel idea.
Well, one of the things we're talking about is how, and this is a big theme in Jurassic World, where you feel like you need to top everything. Like, dinosaurs are boring now. We have to create an even bigger one. Is there a sense of satisfaction in doing movies that aren't crazy bombastic things that have some practical effects?
Well, yeah. I mean, the less money that you spend on the movie, the more freedom you have.
Yeah.
I don't know the guy who did Jurassic World, but I'm sure there were many eyes on him as to, okay, how are you going to top everything that we've done before with a situation that the audience has already seen? And it's a problem with all genre movies. People want certain things, but if that's all you give them, they're disappointed. So you've got to give them more. The drawback is that when you get to the third act, you've got guys hanging off a girder from a helicopter having a fist fight for 20 minutes when all you really want to do is wrap up the story. But we got to have something more spectacular. We got to have another climax. There's so many climaxes in movies now. I mean, you could for one Avengers type movie, you could take all those climaxes and you could go back 20 years and make a whole movie around that climax. But now people are jaded. They've seen so many things and they want more and more and more. And it's partly because that's what they're fed. So that's what they expect. When little kids see these movies, and that's their world that they're living in, is these movies. When I run into people who are filmmakers, they say, I'm a filmmaker because I saw Raiders of the Lost Ark and it made me want to make a movie. Or I saw Star Wars, or I saw whatever. And these were movies made by people who were paying homage to movies that they had seen when they were kids. But now, is there really a kid out there who sees Transformers 3 and says, that's what I want to do with my life? I guess, but it just doesn't seem that magical to me.
I don't know. I'm trying to imagine what like the second generation Transformers look like. I think it's just one explosion in slow motion
For 20 minutes.
for like the whole like I'm taking 2 hours basically. Occasionally it intercuts to people just like we have to get to the like that's it. That's the whole thing. We're falling down that rabbit hole. But I love your movies though. Like very often they take like a sort of like they'll have a big finale, but it's like a unexpected turn of events in the finale. Like The Explorers goes in a direction I don't think anyone.
Yes, well, unfortunately, the direction that Explorers went to was the direction that doomed it at the box office.
Oh, that was awesome.
My first experience as a kid, I saw Inner Space and was like, I want to see the sequel. And my dad had to tell me, there's no sequel. I was like, wait, what do you mean there's no sequel?
Well, they
Like,
hoped for a sequel, but it didn't make enough money, so they didn't have a sequel.
Inevitable reboot. Once Ant-Man does well, they'll be like, well, we need Inner Space is next.
That could be, but I don't know who you're going to get who are going to be better than Marty Short and Dennis Quaid.
I don't know who'd be better than Joe Dante, sir. You should come back. Do it again.
No. Been there, done that.
Awesome. So Burying the X, when is it out again?
June 19th.
June 19th. Everyone go see Burying the X. Thank you for watching Most Craved. Thank you to Joe Dante and Anton Yelchin.
Thank you.
You're so
thank
cool.
you guys so
Thanks.
much.
You're such
Thank
nice
you,
guys.
guys.
And follow us on Twitter at Most Craved.